Hey, it's Heather, and today I'm making something I make all the time for my family, salmon teriyaki. Very delicious and very easy. Now, I always serve it with steamed rice, Japanese style rice, and maybe a quick vegetable. So the first thing I like to do is get my rice cooker going. I have a lovely couple of cups in here. Now I'm gonna move to the teriyaki sauce. Now, yes, you can buy it in a jar. And there's nothing wrong with that, except, you know me, I like to sort of control my ingredients. So the 4 ingredients are soy sauce. Everybody knows soy sauce, available everywhere. Mirin, which you may not have heard as much about, but it is available in almost all grocery stores in the international section. Basically, it's like a rice wine. It doesn't have the alcohol content of a wine in grocery stores, but it has a lovely, sweet, I don't know if it's umami flavor. And sake, available everywhere. This is shamefully cheap, but it's going to do the job. And sugar. So I'm going to get started. 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. And now 4 of my mirin. And mirin keeps forever. It's not going to go bad, so I encourage you. 2 sake, and it, of course, will pair beautifully later if you want to drink it. And then sugar. And again, use your judgment. If you like things a little sweeter, you can use a little more. I have superfine here because it'll melt quicker, but it's not necessary. And that is our marinade. You mix that up all nice and fine. And I have here a little over a pound of salmon. Typically, when you're talking about meat, protein, fish, you have a portion is 4 ounces per person, so you do 4 on a pound. Salmon, you can go a little more. It's so healthy for you that you can do 5 or even 6. And this one certainly is a 6-ounce portion. So what you're gonna do is pour your groovy marinade right over your fish. You're gonna marinate it, but up to an hour, as little as 10 minutes. So I am using a non-stick pan to cook my salmon in because it just makes the whole process easier. And I have it heating, and I'm gonna put some vegetable oil, not olive oil. This is canola, because you might be working with a high temperature and you don't want it to burn. Understanding that there's a fair amount of sugar in here, so you can't have it too hot, but you want it to sear. And so you just simply place it in your pan. Good, sizzle, happy. Now save this. We're not done with this yet. The rule with fish, maybe even an old rule, is 10 minutes an inch, meaning that you cook it for 10 minutes for an inch of thickness. Salmon, as you may know, is one of those things that people like to have, if not rare, then it's not quite completely cooked through because it still has so much flavor. You can cover it. Of course, that'll pick up the process, the cooking process. This is not something you want to walk away from, though. Gotta stay close, because it gets like that, it'll get really dark. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. You just want to control it. You want it to be your choice. Okay, it's been just a couple of minutes, and I'm going to flip. Ooh, look at that. See? That is nice. Lovely. Very pleased with that. All right, now at this point, I'm going to turn it down a little bit because I want it to cook through a little bit more. I'm going to cover it. I want it to get that same color on the other side, but not too rapidly. And as you can see, it's really only been about 3 minutes, so the color really comes up quickly. If it breaks, there's like a natural line down the fillet, don't sweat it. It's all good. It's delish. All right, so it's been another maybe 2 minutes. It's not done all the way through, which is fine. I'm ready to take it off. It's not done. The meal isn't done, but I'm taking it off to a waiting platter. All right, so now, here's where you use a little bit of judgment. This pan, the pan that you've cooked in, will have some residual, really almost burnt up sugar. And this is not bad. So I might just use a paper towel to wipe it. If it's a lot, you just, can put some water, just a little water, let it bubble up and wipe it off. This is a 2-step process with the pan. So I'm just gonna grab a paper towel and wipe it down. Perfect. So now I did that because I'm gonna cook it more. And primarily what I wanna cook is our marinade. So back on the fire, and here is the remaining marinade, which of course we have to cook because it had a raw protein in it. And it's gonna go quickly. Let it boil for, I mean, typically with this kind of thing, when you're doing a marinade, I think the magic number total is 3 minutes total. And what I'm gonna do now is ever so carefully put my salmon back in it. Now, if you are feeling brave and confident, you can flip your salmon. I don't mind if it breaks, but I want to keep some of this integrity, so I'm just going to spoon the sauce over it, which, again, don't be fooled, this is going to bring the salmon to a more doneness. So if you like it rare, act accordingly. All right, here we have our salmon teriyaki, a easy weeknight dinner, but absolutely something that will please a crowd. I am pouring not a Japanese sake, but one grown right here in the US of A. And I'm choosing it because it's affordable and very, very available. I would be surprised if you could not find this in your local market. So that's what we're going to drink. But first, of course, I'd like to taste. I chose the Brussels sprouts and carrots because I had Brussels sprouts and carrots. Anything you have works. And, you know, I like to use something that I think will work well with the sauce. Little like salty, sweet thing going with the Brussels sprouts is delicious. And, my gosh, with the salmon, oh my gosh, it has salty, it has sweet, it has the meatiness of salmon. Wait. And the sake cuts through without overpowering. Good body, meets it head on. Really, people. Try the salmon teriyaki. It is delicious. For wines and recipes and much, much more, please hit my website, sogood.tv. Thanks.